Sex is among the most natural and common of human interactions. What you're watching here is pornography. A scene that any one of you could view with the simple click of the mouse, but would be embarrassed to watch in a theater with your peers. I ask you, why then is it perfectly acceptable to sit in the dark and watch graphically depicted multiple killings, or even sadistic torture by sociopathic villains and noble heroes alike, but you can't even show a penis or vagina, or much less copulation? None of us have ever killed anyone. I mean, and all of us have had or will have sex during our lifetime. If sex is so much more welcome than violence, then why is violence more acceptable than sex in the movies that we watch? One legitimate reason why pornography is so taboo is that it shows actual sex, which is exploitive and unnecessary. But when you see an actor's head exploding in a war film, that's not real violence. That spewing blood is fake. So Hollywood could easily create graphic depictions of sex without exploiting their actors. Spewing semen or genitalia could be faked with props or special effects, yet that would still get an X rating with our puritanical system. So, I believe if we are accepting of explicit violence, we should also accept depictions of graphic sex as an essential part of cinematic storytelling. Thank you.
You make some very thought-provoking points.
That was both offensive and outrageous, young man.
Frank, there's no...
I'm confiscating this, and I'm going to speak to the dean about your academic dismissal from this university.
Frank.
I will speak to you later.
Just relax, everyone.
That's my drive. Those are all my files. I need those.
Ed, don't worry. I'll get it back. Okay, everyone, just settle down. We're going to move forward. Let's focus. Dan, you're up next.
My presentation is on the the use of sound design in war films to create the illusion of reality.
Just keep reading. Just from where you were. Just read from that first line.
The sound design in the opening sequence of Saving Private Ryan was
Okay, you guys, that's going to be it for today. Next week, we're going to hear from Andre, from Tom, and from Lindsay. Dan! Dan! Hey, what are you doing? Dan, what are you doing?
I told you I couldn't do it.
I know, and you're right, and I shouldn't have pushed you. It's my fault. Just let him go. Everything will be okay.
It's not okay.
Dan, listen to me. Let him go.
fine.
You're under arrest for assaulting a police
Officer
officer.
Stevens, is this really necessary?
Professor, go back to your office. This is a police matter now. Officer needs assistance in a cruiser over at Lincoln Hall. So, my grandpa didn't die?
He didn't.
No, he's alive and well in Oak Park.
Well, that's good to hear.
Sorry. I didn't want to lie. I just didn't know what else to do to get out of class. Do you know Michael Litwood?
Yeah, sure I do. He's a great guy.
We've been going out for a year. I don't know what I did wrong. I don't know what to do. Can't figure out what I did. I love him. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. I've been there. Train wreck of love.
Do you have?
When you're in love, it's like you're in your own movie. Your own world. Your own little bubble. And then the outside world comes along and it bursts that little bubble. And it tramples you both. And you wonder, how did this happen? How did I let this happen? And you go over it again and again and again and again and again and again, searching for answers. But there are none. And there never will be. And you know what? It's nobody's fault. Hey, you'll always have Paris.
I missed classes last week. Did I miss anything important?
You're gonna have to be the judge of that, and, well, you weren't there, so you can't be. I can't condense a 2-hour lecture into 2 minutes, Lindsay. So I would suggest that you just get notes from one of your fellow classmates. And you said last week? This might come as a shock to you, Lindsay, but you attended both my classes last week.
Oh.
Well, you were there physically anyway.
I'm gonna miss classes again next week.
Physically then?
What?
Is it the pink eye? Is it coming back?
I got drops for that.
Oh, good. Lindsay, what are you doing?
Texting.
I can see that. Could you put that away until we're done here? Please? Why do you need to miss class? You're scheduled to make a presentation.
My grandfather died.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Which one?
Do you mind telling me what it is you think you're doing?
I'm out.
Why don't you enlighten me, Frank?
Judging by your response to that student's presentation on pornography, and the fact that you did nothing to stymie it, I can only assume that he had your permission.
That's right.
You gave your permission to that student to show pornography in your classroom.
Yes. And if you would have been listening, instead of allowing your delicate sensibilities to be offended, you would have seen that he was making some rather salient points.
Tell me, are you aware what particular character deficiency it is that makes you want to ingratiate yourself with your students?
Frank, no offense, I really don't have time for this right now.
Right. I imagine you only have time for that other student. What's his name?
Who?
The one who only moments ago fled your classroom in extreme duress and then proceeded to assault one of the local authorities.
He's a vet. PTSD. Every man has a breaking point. You and I have one.
Your cavalier attitude and slipshod classroom etiquette make it difficult for serious academics such as myself.
Frank, calm down. You got the promotion.
You'll be pleased to hear that I'm getting a divorce.
No, I'm not happy to hear that.
Really?
Of course not. I don't want to see your marriage end, Frank.
Well, it might help if people like you would quit fucking my wife!
Frank. Kate, he's nuts. He doesn't know what he's talking about. It's not true. Kate.
Jay,
What?
I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to be missing classes this week.
Why?
My grandfather died.
Your grandfather died. Is this open season on grandfathers?
What is that supposed to mean?
It means you're an adult. You don't have to be here. If you don't want to be here, don't show up. Don't use your grandfather as an excuse.
Oh my God, how could you say something like that? That is so rude. I loved my grandfather. You know what? I don't like you anymore.
Officer Stevens. Go ahead, make my day.
Ooh, that smell. Can't you smell that smell? Please step out of the car, Professor.